Okay, guys, I know I haven't made a commentary in a while, but I think it's appropriate now. I don't know if this is the best episode to make a commentary on, but I went back and watched it, and I found that my voice was very indistinctive. I didn't enunciate my words. I couldn't understand a single freaking thing I said. So I think this is one of those episodes I need to clarify further, slightly more than other episodes. So let's get started. Okay, episode 16, the Spider Slayer Part 1. Now, I believe the title on the video is The Amazing Spider Slayer. I'm not entirely sure. I think I got the titles mixed up at some point. I don't know. I'm not going to turn down the volume because it's not really necessary because it's hard to hear this thing anyway. I haven't watched this episode. I'm just realizing how lazy I was filming stuff. This is literally, I'm filming this on the floor. All this stuff is on the floor. So I wanted to give an impression that where Spencer Smythe works, his lab is this huge, spacious area. And I thought the floor and my room, the floor of my room would, show that off better. But it just looks very cheap, especially considering that Norman's hair is colored red from a blonde wig, from a blonde hair, and that Spencer Smythe has two pieces of clay on the sides of his face. And I'm just realizing how cheap this is. Now that's the reveal of why is that at an angle? Why? Why is that at a Dutch angle? What is this? Adam West Batman? I don't know. So what Spencer Smythe is telling him is that the way this Spider Slayer is built, it's very quick, very agile. It can fly, and its parts of his claws can shoot lasers. And what a part of the Spider Slayer's ability that I think I came up with, I don't know if it's anywhere else, but I don't know. The Spider Slayer can detect Spider-Man by using Spider-Man's spider sense. And in this version of Spider-Man, his spider sense is is like a sonar sense, and this can pick up that very distinctive sonar that Spider-Man gives off whenever there's danger. So whenever there's danger, the Spider Slayer will track down Spider-Man and try to retrieve his blood sample so that Osborn can finish the formula. And I came up with all of this when I was just 16 years old. I know. Why is that at an angle? I don't know. I'm being a little too critical of myself, but it's. See, I'm on the floor. You can see the oh god. You just stick a Lego piece on the floor and you got to show. I mean, that's what Sharp Enough did. Wasn't that his YouTube username, Sharp Enough? That was like 6 years ago or something. 5-6 years ago. I'm not going to go into the angled shots. I believe those are called Dutch angles, where the shot is slightly tilted. I don't do that anymore. And if the shot is tilted a bit, it's because I'm not perfect. And I'm not filming. The tripod is not on a carpet. It's on a carpet now. Originally, it was on a hard floor, concrete floor, but now it's on a carpet. So the shots are not going to be even until I get some wood floors in that room. Anyway, there was a shot panning across the Spider Slayer. That was me just dragging the camera along the floor. And I don't know what they're talking about because I can't hear it. And there's music playing that I don't think YouTube would be very... or Sony would like to hear. Okay, what's he talking about now? What's he doing? I don't know what Peter's talking about. What happened in the last episode? I'm sorry, I have no idea what he's talking about. I like the green screen effect though. For some reason, I just can't get that green screen effect right. Right now, I'm making episode 28, and I'm experimenting with green screens. And since the Green Goblin is green, I have to use a separate thing with the Green Goblin. So he's going to be shot on a blue screen or a brown screen. I used a brown screen for episode 23. Yeah, episode 23, I used a brown screen so I can shoot Spidey and the Green Goblin together. For the movie, I believe they had the same issue filming the Green Goblin and Spider-Man together. So they shot them separately and put them together. They shot the Green Goblin on a blue screen, and they shot Spider-Man on a green screen. For you movie buffs out there who really do care about how they filmed the Spider-Man movie, the first one. Uh, God, what are they? I think they're talking about the Spider. Yeah, they're talking about the Spider Slayer, and how Spider Slayers have been the Spider Slayer has been spotted around New York City, and I think they want Peter to get a picture of it. I don't know. Uh, I wow, that Daily Bugle looks very bad. I don't know how many times I said this, but the Daily Bugle I made completely from scratch, like probably like 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago. I built that Daily Bugle 5 years ago, and it's probably the most unstable set on in the entire brick studio area. Okay, see, his spider sense is going off because there is a holdup. That was very nicely shot, by the way. That's very nicely photoshopped. It looks like it's actually there. I'm being sarcastic. Anyway, you can see that guy robbing the gas station. I have a Lego gas station. So his spider sense goes off, and so the Spider Slayer detects his spider sense, and it transforms, and it transforms too. I am using a transformer by the way, and that whole thing when you just saw the picture sort of glitch or stutter between Spencer Smythe and Spider Slayer, that was not done on purpose. It was a very terrible editing program, as you will see in a couple of seconds. Like that. Movie Edit Pro 15, do not use it. It is a very crappy editing program. I think something else about this episode. This episode and episode 17 were the last episodes I filmed in HD. And this scene right here with Harry and his dad, Harry tries to get Norman to hang out with him, but he turns him down. So he's like, oh no, what am I going to do? So this part's kind of funny. He just takes a picture of the Spider Slayer before running off. Like, I might die, but I at least want to get the picture. I thought that was kind of funny. So guess who calls Peter in the middle of all this? Harry. Because guess what? Harry's dad is trying to get Spider-Man's blood, and he's so preoccupied with that. That's why Harry can't hang out with his own son, or Harry can't hang out with his dad. So Harry wants to hang out with someone, so he wants to hang out with Peter, but Peter can't hang out with someone because Norman is trying to get Spider-Man's blood. So he can't hang out with Harry. So Harry wants to hang out with Peter, but Peter can't hang out with Harry because his dad is trying to get his blood. And that whole triangle was the main thing, the main focal point of this whole episode. If you could catch that just by trying to decipher what I was trying to say in this episode, then good for you. But yeah, it involves further explanation. So that is probably the best aspect of this episode, that whole triangle thing that I created. I was very hard on this episode, and I was pleasantly surprised going through this again. I originally hated this episode, but it's not that bad story-wise. It could be cleaned up better, and seeing the Spider Slayer get hit by a train is kind of awesome. I filmed that scene twice, because, yeah. Okay, this next scene takes place in the subway, and it's all dark and damp, and you see a shot of a train going by. Yeah, that looked nice. And that's an employee of Spencer Smythe trying to retrieve the pieces of the Spider Slayer so they can put it back together again. Or no, they're trying to. I think they're trying to retrieve the DNA sample. I don't know if they're trying to build it again. Yeah, they're trying to rebuild it. Yeah, and get a DNA sample off the claw. I don't know how many people are in on the whole Spider-Man DNA thing, but whatever. I'll figure it out in the next episode. All right, to be continued in episode 17, a commentary which I might also do. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.